May I have your name and branch of service, please?
Yeah, my name is Dr. John Lentz, and I was in the United States Navy for 3 years.
And what was your rank?
My rank was a lieutenant or an O3.
And what years did you serve?
Served active duty 1975 to 1978.
What is your connection to Southwest Virginia?
Well, interestingly, I went to Emory and Henry College for 2 years. I grew up in Alexandria, Virginia, Northern Virginia, and I fell in love with this part of the state. So I had an opportunity to come back and set up my dental practice in Abingdon, and I've been here ever since.
How and why did you enter the military?
Well, my oldest brother was in the Navy. He's about 2 years older than me, and he loved his experience there. And then the Navy, the Army, and the Air Force offered scholarships, full paid scholarships to dental students for payback year to year. So that was an incentive for me to join the military.
What were some of the jobs that you performed while serving?
Well, primarily a dentist, dental officer.
Where were some of the places that you lived, and how did you stay connected with your family and friends?
Well, for 1 year, my first year, I was at Great Lakes Training Center for boot camp. So I lived up in Great Lakes, Illinois. And then my second 2 years, I was on an aircraft carrier. So I basically lived on an aircraft carrier for 2 years. I was able to keep in touch with my family through snail mail before we had computers and cell phones and so forth. And it was very nice to receive letters and communication from my family. My sister would send me cookies and cakes in the mail. It was always very nice.
Well, tell us about a time or an experience from the military days, something that you saw or did, and it can either be funny or serious.
Well, I think one of the highlights of my military service, besides getting to travel, we were stationed in the Mediterranean. We got to see all the countries in the Mediterranean, went to Tunisia, went to Israel for a few days. So that was quite an experience. But I think the highlight of my experience is very unique. As a dental officer, we just went to work 9 to 5 every day. That was about it. Some of my patients, I was assigned to 2 air squadrons, and one of my friends took me up on an airplane. We took a catapult takeoff on the aircraft carrier and flew around the Mediterranean. And then I landed on the aircraft carrier at night on an arrested landing with a cable, and it was a fantastic experience.
So then finally, what would you like to pass on to the next generation about military service?
That's a very good question, and I've thought about that. Getting to travel throughout Europe and so forth, I learned a lot that, like countries like Switzerland, all citizens are members of the military. Israel, all citizens are a member of the military. And I think that's paid off in the future because Hitler never invaded Switzerland because of the strong military prowess there. And I think that's something that we need to think about in the United States, that if we all serve our country, we're defending our country against foreign and domestic people, and we may need that in the future.
Thank you.